Hello, Tom here. It's time for another one of those riveting videos that everybody loves so much. It's a pickup video, way! However, before I get on to things that I've picked up in the last, couple of weeks, months, whatever it is, since I did my last one, one thing I want to address is in the comment sections on other videos that I've done in the past, you know, the ones that show like game footage and stuff, there's always one person who finds it necessary to comment on the quality of the video. This isn't HD, or this looks terrible, or whatever. And to me, I don't give a toss, to be honest. As long as I can see something and make out what it looks like, I'm not asked. It's that simple. I mean, for example, this video will probably be in standard definition because my Wi-Fi and my broadband is that shit. If I do try and upload something in HD, it takes days. It literally takes days. I'm not even joking. So that's why I generally upload stuff in SD. However, a lot of the videos of gameplay footage that I've uploaded come from old consoles like the Jag, the 3DO, the Saturn, whatever it might be, and they are uploaded in SD because there's no point uploading something that is essentially, you know, an S video or a composite image in HD. What's the benefit? Anyway, I just wanted to let people see behind the camera, see behind the magic, if you will. This is actually what I use to capture game footage. It's a little USB dongle thing made by a company called August, and one end plugs into the MacBook by USB and the other end has got S-Video and composite connectors. So that's what I use to capture video footage, and it's not amazing. It's not an Elgato. It doesn't do HD. It basically does very basic capture, which I think is perfect for what I use it for. And you know, I'm not a YouTube professional or a massive million subscriber person, so I don't personally see the point in getting a Elgato or any other kind of HD capture thing, because I do this when I've got, you know, a bit of spare time, to kill, and just want to amuse myself. So I won't be doing that, and that's what I use to capture game footage, so that's why. Anyway, let's get on to the main point of this video. I realised that the light looks a bit odd, and I've got the window next to me and the light's on, so I'm looking quite angry because you can see the big V shape on my forehead. So I apologise for that. But yeah, pickups, things I've bought in the last couple of weeks are numerous. I haven't spent a great deal, to be honest. I am generally quite savvy when it comes to money. That's read cheap. No, and so I don't really like spending a lot of money on gaming stuff. And people always say, "Oh, you must have loads of money to spend on gaming stuff." Well, no, not really. No, most of the stuff I've got like really cheap on eBay, or I found it really cheap in a charity shop. All this stuff here, God, there's nothing here that I've spent more than. Probably the most expensive thing that you can probably see in the background here is, God, I don't know. Probably the Dream Eye. That was only about £30, if that. Everything else has been. I've been really lucky finding stuff really cheap. Like even like King of Fighters for the Saturn, that was really cheap. Shenmue and Shenmue 2, you probably can't see them; they're just out of shop. But I bought them when they were doing that 2-for-1 offer in Game Station on Dreamcast stuff in about 2007 or something. So I think I got Shenmue 2 for about $7.99 with a free copy of Army Men Sarge's Heroes or some shit. I don't know, I can't remember now. But yeah, so just to dispel any myths, I'm not rich. I'm quite savvy with what I buy and seem to find stuff at really good prices. So that's it. With that in mind, let's have a look at what I've procured, shall we say, in the last couple of weeks. First thing is not something I actually bought, but something that somebody sent me, and I want to give a massive shout out to that person. His name is Brian, and he listened to an old episode of the Retro Collect podcast, which I used to co-present, and it was about Road Rash, and I mentioned that I was quite a fan of the series, and that I'd never played the Mega CD version, because the Mega CD version is quite hard to get hold of. It usually comes up for around about £100 or more on eBay when it does. But he went out of his way to contact Retro Game Lab, which are it's a website that does repros of like Dreamcast, Mega CD, NES, SNES, all kinds of different games. They do all the box art, the manuals, everything, and they just make reproduction versions. And they're actually quite cheap and quite reasonable, so I've got nothing against them. And they sent me this because Brian ordered it for me, which is the Mega CD version of Road Rash. I was really excited when I got this because, you know, he just sent me an email saying, I've ordered you something, what's your address? I was like, okay, thanks. And then that turned up in the post and I was just like, whoa, you know, even though it's a repro, I'm really, really grateful and thankful to Brian. Unfortunately, when I put it into my Mega CD, it didn't work. And then when I tried it in the Multi-Mega, it still wouldn't work. So I contacted Brian and said, look, I really appreciate you sending this to me, but it doesn't work. So we contacted Retro Game Lab, who then said, oh, I think we may have sent him the Sega CD version, the US version by mistake. We'll send out another disc, which will work in a PAL machine. And then there was a bit of to and fro in, and then Retro Game Lab didn't send it, and then they got RC with Brian, who then forwarded me the email. So customer service not the best from Retro Game Lab, but I am assured that there is a PAL compatible version of this disc on its way to me. So as soon as that comes, I'll probably do a video showing the artwork and the quality of the manual and the disc and everything like that. But not so hot on the customer service by all accounts. But you know, I'll wait and see what happens. Okay. Next couple of things. This is going to be quite Dreamcast heavy, by the way. So if you don't like Dreamcast, as I always say, probably just go and watch, I don't know, Grade A Under A bitching about Keemstar or something like that. That seems to be the norm on YouTube these days. People bitching about other people, which is quite entertaining. I'm not going to lie, but you know, it's just yeah. The video where someone talks about something that isn't somebody else bitching is. I think those days are over, apart from this. Anyway, so yeah, there's quite a lot of Dreamcast stuff. It's not all Dreamcast stuff though, so don't worry. But I'll come on to the Dreamcast stuff last, because there's quite a little story as well I want to tell about that. Okay, the next thing I picked up was Starfighter for the 3DO. I am planning on doing a video. I've got Starfighter, but it's a CDR version, and I've also got Starfighter for the Sega Saturn. And if you've never played it, it's a really good kind of space. It's a space shoot 'em up, but you can also go down onto the planet's surface. So a bit like No Man's Sky, but not. Yeah, the differences between the Saturn and PlayStation and the 3DO versions are ridiculous. You'd think that it'd be the way around. The graphics in the Saturn and PlayStation version are so limited compared to the 3DO version. I am going to do a video just like explaining and showing how different they are. But yeah, that's one game I picked up. Starfighter for the 3DO. Another one from the same era is this. It's called Baldies, and it's for the Atari Jaguar CD. I have shown Jaguar CD games before in the past. I do like these sort of tall, long boxes that the games come in, because they protect the actual game inside, which comes in like a sort of a cardboard fold-out thing like this, with the disc on one side, the book in the middle, and then you get the joypad overlay thing sort of in this little pocket here. So yeah, I now own like six Jaguar CD games. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, it's 6, and the Jaguar memory track as well, which you need to play Jaguar CD games, because otherwise you can't save the game. But yeah, generally Jaguar CD boxes. I know other consoles that had cardboard boxes, like the N64 and the Super Nintendo. You tend to find the boxes are either they don't exist anymore because they've fallen to bits, or they're in really bad shape. But with the Jaguar CD, because they have generally come in this outer box, which for some reason people tended to keep, the inner sleeve thing, they're generally in really good condition. So yeah, Baldies. That was $8.99. So Jaguar CD games, they don't need to be expensive. And if you're wondering what kind of game it is, it's a bit like Megalomania. It's like Megalomania crossed with Command and Conquer. You control it's like a God Sim basically. So yeah, Baldies for the Jaguar CD. Okay, right. Moving on to the big Dreamcast thing that I got. A friend of mine messaged me on Twitter saying, I've seen something on Gumtree. If you're not familiar with what Gumtree is, it's like the UK version of Craigslist. and people put adverts up on it for free. It's owned by eBay, but it's kind of like a message board. Put adverts up for free, whatever you've got, old tap lying around that you don't want anymore, just put it on Gumtree and someone will buy it. Yeah, so someone had put this advert up for a collection of Dreamcast bits and pieces, and a friend sent me a message on Twitter saying, "Oh, is this any good to you?" So I had a look and I was like, that looks like a pretty good deal. The guy wanted £100 for quite a lot of stuff, so I spoke to him, negotiated a bit of a lower price, and then went to him and picked all his stuff up. And now I'm going to show you exactly what I got. So the first thing I got was this Rumble Pack for the Dreamcast, and yeah, it's just a standard, like, put it into your joypad controller thing. Got 2 VMUs. Nice to have a few more. Not that I've already got about 70 of them. And yeah, a load of games, not just PAL, but Japanese ones as well. So I'll go through those. Most of these I've already got, so I'll probably swap them or give them away as prizes or whatever on the Dreamcast Junkyard. So Speed Devils, the first game I ever owned for the Dreamcast. I'm sure you're bored of hearing that if you follow me on other social media. UEFA Striker, Sonic Adventure. These are all like boxed with the manuals, everything, really good condition. Jet Set Radio, Virtua Striker 2, and Soul Calibur. Like I said, I already own these games, but they came with something that I actually really wanted, so that's why I got them with it. Bass Fishing, that's now my 3rd or 4th copy of Bass Fishing, so if you need a copy of Bass Fishing, send me a message. Right, these are the Japanese games that came in the bundle as well. So I've got Super Monaco Grand Prix. I've got the PAL version, not got the Japanese version, but the Japanese version is, you know, it's got Japanese text and it's got slightly different menus and things. Pen Triathlon, Virtua Cop 2, Power Stone, which I didn't have, NTSC, I only have the PAL version, Sega Ride Championship, Sega GT, again, a game I already got, and Virtua Fighter 3 TB, which comes, again, with the Project Barclay disc in the back, so that's all complete and nice, which is excellent. Oh, one more, Revolt, which is actually quite good. Right, as well as those, the guy gave me a ton of copied discs. Like, so there's like things like 18 Wheeler, Street Fighter 3, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Rez, loads of shmups, Under Defeat, Mars Matrix, House of the Dead 2, just loads of them in like a big like box thing. So that was quite cool as well, and they all work. So that's great. Elsewhere, I also got in the same bundle a Dreamcast gun, another one. That's the Interact Starfighter. I've never held this one before. It's quite big. You see, it's got this extra button on the trigger. I don't know if that's for like reloading or something. And also another official one. So now I've got 3 official ones, and that. These are all going to be used at events and things. So it's good to have like backups and stuff, just so if anything breaks or gets nicked, God forbid. I've also got the backup bits and pieces. There were 4 controllers, one of which was very yellow, as you can see here. I don't know if you can tell on the camera because of the tungsten light from the light above me, but this is extremely yellow. Looks like it's been dipped in Sunny D. There was also a Dreamcast as well, which again was extremely yellow, but I used the whitening technique that I harped on about before, and now it looks really cool. I don't know if you can tell the difference on here, but that's yellow and that's now white. So, and again, this is going to be used as a backup for events and things. I've got a couple coming up in the next couple of months, so it's just nice to have extra consoles for people to play on really at these events. So, one other thing was Action Replay CDX. I think this is the thing that you can use to get your games to run in like true widescreen mode. So I'll mess around with that at some point in the near future. See how that works. Now, the thing that made me really want to go and get this bundle is, well, I'll just show you. It's this. It's a boxed arcade stick. And now, even though I've already got one, I only have the one. So when I do events, again, I'd have to ask people to either bring one, or try and source one from somewhere else, so we could have 2 arcade sticks, kind of with a fighting game on the on the display. But now I've got 2. I can take 2 and not have to ask people to bring one. Don't have to rely on other people. Not that people have let me down, but if someone can't make it or whatever reason, I don't have to worry about that now because I've got this. And this is pretty much in brand spanking new condition. The box has got a few marks and like little creases around the edges, as you would expect. However, inside it's as you can see, it's still in the plastic. It's almost as if it's never been played with because it's absolutely brand spanking. It's even got the little rubber bit around the cable tie and around the cable. So yeah, I mean, it's in really good condition. No yellowing at all. The thing with these is the yellowing's quite hard to get off if it does come on because it's kind of like a powder coated finish. So it's not really the peroxide technique doesn't really work on them because of the nature of the material that it's made of. So I was happy to find that it was completely white and really good condition. So yeah, that's the pickups that I've made in the last, was it about a month or 2 months since I did the last one, and yeah, there's a couple of other things that I've got which are in the post, and I was going to wait until they turned up, but one of them's coming from America, so I don't know how long it's going to take to get here. Probably takes about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, doesn't it? International shipping. But yeah, quite happy with all that. Excuse me. Not really got much else to talk about, to be honest. It's raining again. Still. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.